Pleasure. Finished 4 minutes early.
Yeah.
It's not a race. You're okay. I know it's 20 minutes, but I thought you did really well. So be happy in that one. Your approach, you came in great, very professional, good tie-in from the weather into getting right into, the sales call. Needs identification. You did a great job of identifying my need of hiring great salespersons. The only thing is you didn't segue that into asking if there were additional needs, because I had two primary needs today. One was, finding counted salespersons as opposed to going to career fairs. And I can tell you that is the honest truth. That's the challenge I'm finding on a day-to-day basis with my job. Another need that I have is I have to validate investing this money.
Yeah.
So you identified one need, but you didn't identify it by any other needs.
Okay.
So I would, after identifying the one need about the career fairs and finding a better salesperson, I would try and find out if there were additional needs or concerns that I had with my job. Because the more needs you can find out that I have, the more you can tie in your presentation to my needs. So you satisfied one of my needs, but you didn't even address another one, because I didn't even offer that because you never even asked if I had any other needs.
Okay.
So great job with the first one, but I would try to identify more, because each person you're talking to where you're selling, they're going to have more than one need. It's not just going to be one. It's going to be a few. Objection handling. I thought you did very, very well there. You knew the process. You knew the products. I thought you did a really good job there. Presentation. You enunciated very well. You did seem like you talked a little fast sometimes, because I can tell you're a little nervous, which is understandable. Being recorded on camera, that's fine. You listened well. You did clarify. Product knowledge was very good. Visual aids, you use those as well, and you try to get me engaged. So I thought you did fine there. I would just be relaxed. Just you're very good at what you do, so I would come across a little more relaxed. You asked for the close. That's fantastic. Okay. More people don't ask for the close anymore, even with people that I have on my team.
Yeah.
The only thing that you did is you offered for me the sale, but you didn't identify which product I wanted to do. Bronze, silver. Okay. You just asked the sponsorship, and I said yes. And I was kind of waiting to see which one you were going to push. If you were going to push.
Because I think I said product level. Maybe I didn't.
Oh, you did. I apologize.
Okay.
Okay, so that one's on me. So I wasn't listening very well enough.
That's okay.
So you did identify that. So
okay.
I take that back.
Okay.
But I mean, I thought you were solid.
Okay. I knew that time would go fast, but I didn't think I'd be 4 minutes under. So yeah, I definitely think I could have asked more questions. I just didn't want to be, because even going through the first two, I was like, okay, well, we already answered those, but I don't have that many left. So I was trying to think of questions on the spot, but I was too nervous. So.
I know. I would just say at the very beginning, you have 20 minutes to quickly identify what those needs are.
Yeah.
And then based upon what those needs are, before going into all the products and everything the sales program is about, identify what my needs are, and then after what my needs are, then start going through and identifying how this whole process can satisfy my needs.
Okay.
That's what I would have done. Because you kind of went into the products pretty heavily at first, without really knowing what my needs or concerns were.
Okay.
Because some of that might have no value to me whatsoever.
Okay.
But I thought you did fine, Monica.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. But just relax. And then even with whether you're interviewing or whether you're involved with sales, if someone's taking their time to meet with you, then they already have a need. So they need you to be here, or they need someone here to provide a solution to their problems.
Sure.
So be comfortable with that. So whether it's an interview or whether it's a sales presentation, just be, you're interviewing or selling me as well. If I wasn't taking your time, then I wouldn't. I'm expressing a need already by agreeing to your time. Okay. So be confident with that. I'm sure 20 minutes is over, and now you have 5 minutes of feedback. But you did well. I would just slow it down a little bit. Do a little better in identifying multiple needs as opposed to one, and then tying the presentation of the products into what my needs are.
Okay.
And I'm so used to hearing products for what I do that I didn't identify a product level with the package. So
Okay.
that one's on me.
Okay.
But,
well, I mean, I'm sure I wasn't clear enough.
No, you were fine with that one.
Do you think that, so in terms of, I kept saying product, I never even mentioned the other ones because ultimately I wanted you to sign the product level sponsorship, so I was kind of pushing what those benefits were.
I don't have a problem with that one. You always want to start at the top. You don't want to undersell yourself.
Sure.
If you start at the bronze level, then someone may say that, and just take the SP without knowing the additional level. So I have no problem starting at the top and then working my way down.
Okay.
I'm just so used to hearing products with what we do.
Yeah, I guess.
That I didn't associate that to an actual level of an actual product. Call it a product or product. So that one was on me.
Okay. And so you were saying that your other need was investing the money. So should I have gone into your budget?
Well, I identified. So one of my needs was instead of paying, each job fair costs, $4,000 to $3,000 plus time and away. And then plus, I identified it earlier when I asked what my needs were in regards to the career fair. Part of that problem is I would hire somebody, onboard them, train them, and then spend several months with them, and then they would leave, and then I lost a lot of time, and I said money. So that could have been a segue into, okay, what other needs do you have besides, identifying, the quality talent? Because now I have to go to my boss and say, I'm going to spend X amount of dollars on this presentation. Now I'm going to need to give my boss an ROI. Okay, I'm going to spend $40,000. This is what I'm going to get back.
Okay.
So I would have tried to, like I said, try to address, what more of my needs besides just one.
Okay.
Because the more needs I can tell you, the more needs you can identify, the more problems you can find, and then you can offer more solutions to the product.
Okay.
Because if you don't develop a need with me, it doesn't matter how good it is. It's not going to satisfy my needs. It doesn't matter if it's best since sliced bread.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
No, I thought you did well.
Yeah, I wish I used more of my time.
That's okay.
Yeah.
And when you have 20 minutes, just pace yourself. You're going to get a flow of the call. And if it's starting off real slow, then, because you're in control of this conversation, or you should be. You're driving this time. You know how much time you have. And then if you start seeing it lag, then you can kick it into gear. But first, just, know what you have to do. You have to come in, you have to approach, identify what those needs are, and then sell to those needs.
Okay.
But I thought you did well.
Okay, thank you.
So you can walk out here with a smile.
All right.
Fair enough.
Thank you for coming out and doing this, though. That was really helpful. It got me more prepared than role playing with a student and instructor. So.
Just remember that when you go out there in the real world, whether interviewing or selling, you have to look at it as that we're not interviewing you. You're also at the same time interviewing and selling us.
Yeah.
So be comfortable with that fact.
Okay.
Like it's a cold call where you gotta, I give you 20 minutes, take advantage of it.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
Awesome. All right, I'll also get this stuff.
Oh yeah, you can keep that. I'm not gonna call the guy over Baylor.
Yeah. You don't have a number.
Thanks,
Thank you so much.
Good luck to you in the contest.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. All right. So, let's see. I could probably just go down this list. So, for your approach, gaining attention, building rapport, I thought it was good. You're a very personable person. You didn't have a lot of time, so there wasn't a lot of time for you to be building rapport. So
the benefit is I know you, so that kind of. I thought if I didn't know you, I'd probably try more. But I mean, typically, how much? Well, because I haven't done it in a sales thing.
Yeah.
How much time would you say? Because most of them aren't 20 minutes. Were they 30 an hour? 40 minutes?
It all depends. If it's a call, it could be 20 minutes. In person, it might be a little longer.
And then in person, how much? It's different because the unique circumstance of this. But how much time would you recommend of just talking to them about yourself? Obviously something in the office, which it's not your office, but oh hey, that's really cool. Do you like fishing? And then what would you recommend for how much time would you talk about something? Just
Probably a couple minutes, honestly. Just because at this point you've already talked to them a couple times on the phone. You've set up this meeting. They kind of already know you. It's not completely cold, but it's nice to just come in. Oh gosh, had so rainy, blah blah blah. There's one or whatever it is. Yeah, I hate the weather conversations. But
do people bring that up?
Sports are sometimes, yeah. Weather's like that safe, neutral topic, but sports are always a good one. For just a couple minutes, and then you're like, all right, well. So, so you probably could have done a little bit more on that, but again, you didn't have a lot of time, so I wouldn't have even wanted you to take it too far.
I agree. That's why I wanted to focus on, me knowing about your company's revenue and then just kind of be like, ooh, that's cool, but...
Yeah. Needs identification, you definitely asked a lot of questions, just from the very first, from the get-go. I thought that was good. You did uncover the decision process, but not till very, later on. You waited a while for that, to know if I was even the one that could make the call.
Yeah, I was supposed to ask that right in the get-go.
Yeah, I would have asked it a little bit earlier on. You did determine relevant facts about us. You did ask effective questions. You didn't really ask, like, the needs of us. You said, like, what characteristics are we looking for?
What are the needs of us?
What are your needs? And then I would have said, we're looking for, confident salespeople. I had, like, a couple things I had to say, and I don't even think I got to either of them because I wasn't supposed to say them unless you asked. So, So I would have wanted you to make sure that you asked about my needs a little bit more. That was the biggest thing that I didn't see. Hi.
Feedback's done.
Oh.
We gotta move.
Okay, gotta move. All right. I'll fill this out and you'll get.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. So I'll just kind of go through some feedback with you really quickly too.
Okay.
I think you did really, really well. I liked the agenda at the beginning that you gave. What I would have liked to see when you entered was a little bit more rapport building. Yeah, and I know that can sometimes be tough, which is why I might put my coffee cup back on my table. Or just finding something to relate with me about first before diving into the agenda. So I always like to have a little bit of rapport building or talk about the picture on the wall or something like that, or what we're doing for the day. So I would have liked to see a little bit more rapport building. I like the agenda, but we didn't really talk about what we're going to be, walking through the agenda and what your goals were for the meeting, which was nice because you did mention that we're going to go through everything, and I was going to have that beforehand. But we can maybe say, I'm going to tell you 3 reasons why you need to pick this. I know we've talked a little bit before, and we're going to address any concerns you have, and then we can kind of walk through the competition.
So even if you have like a written agenda, it's good to go through it like verbally as well?
Yeah, so I prefer that, and even if you don't have to give me, and that is just my preference,
right.
But when I enter an appointment, it's rapport building, and then doing a little bit more of, again, walking through, here's what we discussed, here's my goal for today is to explain to you these things, understand what you need, and then how we can kind of move forward and overcome those objections.
Okay,
so,
yeah, that definitely makes sense.
Yeah, the specific need, so again, was the career fairs were good, but not good enough. So you kind of uncovered that, which is really, really great. It also needed a financial rationale, which I think you overcame very well.
Okay.
And then my objections were there was other sales competitions out there, which I really like that you pulled in some different points too of why this one's different. So you answered that very well. Considering the kinks and things like that, you put a lot of confidence into Dr. Peterson and some of the other professors in Chuck. So I thought that really helped sell me as well. And then, again, the sizable amount of my budget, you showed me that, which I really liked, that I don't have to attend all of the career fairs, and I can really get more qualified students through this program, so it might be a smarter way to spend my budget. We didn't talk much about my actual job in Verizon and the growth, so that might have given you a little bit more information about how much money I had to spend, because I could have bought the $40,000 program.
Yeah.
So maybe touching on two, or getting a better feel for how much I can spend.
Okay.
And you did close, and I like that you asked for a commitment. And you did a couple trial closes in there too, so I think you did really, really well.
Thank you.
And
I think
book,
that went
so.
a lot better than I thought.
Yeah, no, you did really well. And you uncovered my needs, and then you handled the objections very well. Another thing I might add when you're overcoming objections is how is it going to specifically help me? So is it going to relieve some of my stress maybe if, again, with the budgeting, bringing that back to my team, or is it going to give me a sense of relief or more of kind of a feeling? Is a nice way to overcome some of that.
Definitely.
And how it's going to benefit me, and then how it's going to benefit the organization.
Okay.
Because I'm making the decision.
Okay, so it's more of like how does it benefit you personally, and then the organization.
So like my concern and my need is that I am taking on this leadership program and trying to change it around a little bit. So I want to look good too when I'm bringing these sales students back, and I want to be spending my budget accordingly or appropriately and things like that.
Right.
So it would be a huge relief off my shoulders not to travel that much and
Yeah,
get people
definitely.
on the field.
Yeah, that all makes sense. That
Yeah,
was it.
yeah. But I think you did really well. Do you have any questions for me that I can help with, or?
No, not right now. I'm still kind of debriefing in my head.
Yeah. Well, it'll be good to watch them back too, and I think it'll be helpful too. But yeah, I think you did really well.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was good to see you.
Good to see you again
Yeah.
too.
I thought the first half of the call was better than the second half.
Okay.
I thought you approached it real well. I mean, you immediately segued that into something that you tied into what Verizon was doing in regards to this project. I'm not aware. I just kind of went with it, but I thought that showed investing your time to find out more about Verizon and more about the products that we do and the revenue. I thought that was really solid. You did a good job there. I thought you did a very good job in identifying the needs, the career fairs, finding good quality talent, identifying our ROI need, which was important. So you identified multiple needs, which you later brought into the presentation. I thought you did a really good job there. I'll skip objection handling for right now. Communication presentation, I thought you did well. A little nervous. Your leg was bouncing nonstop. Just relax. You know what? If someone gives you the time, then they're doing that because they have a need. They're not just doing it because they have nothing else to do. So come into whether the interview or the presentation, knowing that you're there to help that company out and they need you. Okay, you're selling them, but they're also. You're selling your needs, but you have value. Otherwise, they'll be sitting with you. So I would just come in, try and come in a little more relaxed.
Okay.
It comes with experience, so it's something to focus on. The objection handling, we'll go over the close. You asked for the close, which is good. The objection handling. There are several sales contests out there. Why is this one better than others? At first, you didn't differentiate. You did because I think any sales contest is going to have people who want to be in sales. You tied it back into the fact where you're tying the sales contest to career fairs. People want to be in the sales contest because they want to be in sales. I think that would apply to any sales contest. Anyone who's going to go on a sales contest wants to be in sales, I would think. At the end, you did try and tie it to differentiating why this was better by stating, this is what I thought you should look from the very beginning. You identified the 10 steps, the voicemail, the phone calls, the follow-up meetings, those 10 steps. I think that's what you should have done at first. Okay. Not tying into a career fair, because that wasn't, the question was, what makes this better than others, okay? So listen to what the question is, and just, instead of just, it's okay to pause for a second and think what my objection is before, you don't have to talk nonstop. I think you could have answered that one better. I'm not sure if I was spending the size of my budget on one contest. You did pretty well there. I think you strung out a little bit too long, but I thought you did a good job answering the third objection. The second objection about the kinks, you did a good job there. You improved the process. You changed the name about Peterson. So I thought you did, solid in the objection handling, but I thought you had room for improvement by actually listening to what the actual objection was before you start talking. The close. I I tied into a couple times during the very beginning phone call. Yeah, we spent about $12,000 in the career fairs, but twice in the very beginning I said, we onboard them, we train them, we coach them, we develop them. All that time and money was lost. I said that twice. So it's not just $12,000. If you listen to what I was saying, $12,000 was the cost of the job fair, but then there's the cost of onboarding these people, training them, developing them, coaching them for months, and they leave. All that time and money was now gone. That's budget as well. So if you hire people who are going to be in sales, you can help eliminate that. So I can guarantee you, hiring somebody and paying them a base salary, applying resources to train them and develop them and coach them in the time, it's a lot more than $12,000. Yeah. It's in the tens of thousands of dollars. So you could have identified money that was lost in career fairs for $12,000 a year, plus tens of thousands of dollars in regards to people due to high turnover. Then you could have gone into and sold a higher product level. You undersold yourself. You sold $12,000 without talking about the benefits of this one. I know my budget was $12,000, but my cost for training, the problem I'm having is a lot more than this. You could have pushed, start up here and then work your way down. I wouldn't have started towards the bottom. You actually sold that this was the best package of all. Not just for me, but just the best package because it had these two key things which are going to include the other packages. I thought you undersold yourself.
Okay.
And then it seems at times you were selling not the sales contest, the NIU sales and marketing program. Talked about Peterson several times about how he writes the class. He does role playing with the class. It's like I'm not here for NIU sales program. I'm here for this sales contest. So I talked about things that weren't really relevant to this.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going to have NIU students going to this one, but you're not asking for a sponsorship of NIU sales program. You're asking for a sponsorship for the sales contest. Because I thought you could have built more value because Verizon is a global company, and you focused about NIU. I would have tied into the fact that you'd have students coming from all across the country, all across the globe, coming to the sales contest. So it's not NIU. It's not a sales contest, but you have people coming from, campuses all across the country. So I thought I just thought you got those two things mixed up. But you did well, Jack. I'm just trying to give you, like I said, you did a very good approach. You did a very good job identifying all the needs, which I think is the most important part of the sales call. Because you can offer all the solutions you want in the world, but if they don't apply to the needs that the company has, they mean nothing. So you identified several, I think 3 or 4 or 5 on there that you wrote down, so you took good notes. The only thing is I would have tied in what this program offers to those needs, is where I think you can really sell a program. And you could have, I think if you identified the needs, if you would have sold on my needs better, you could have done, gold or product level. So I would just listen more acutely to what the actual concern or question is.
Okay.
And then also be clear on what product you're actually selling.
Okay.
But I thought you did well.
Okay. Cool. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, it's good seeing you again.
Yeah.
Seeing you a few times now, but you wrap up this evaluation, and then I think I'll have a break now. So,
okay.
Jack, it was a pleasure.
Thank you.